Hello, and welcome to another game of Fury of Dracula. We are playing against Fangs, just regular rules, but we're doing something new today. We are attempting to learn how to play the Pizzawizard start. And you might be like, what do you mean learn how to play the Pizzawizard start? They're all pretty similar. It turns out they're particularly Oktoberfest is quite different to the other starts. Like, I feel like if you've learned to play the Pizzawizard start and you're like, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to do the Scott Sword start, which is Seward is in Madrid. Then it's not that different. Like you need to scout slightly differently, but beyond that, basically the same. Uh, maybe Seward's movement is slightly different, right? If say Dracula starts in East or in Central, but they're pretty similar. Oktoberfest, I claim, is fundamentally different, which is a bit embarrassing that I haven't learned how to do it yet. So trying to end that now. Uh, so we have each business to start. Our hunters have supplied. I think we've got 2 white ones, or we're about to draw 2 white ones. This is also you're having my audio post the game, rather than at the time. I was in a call with my opponent when we played the game. Oh yes, so Seward has a white one. Also got Mystic Research, so we can play that. Van Helsing has a white one. Excellent Weather and Plan Ambush. 2 events that he wants to probably keep. But he's also going to want the Mystic Research. Mina has an escape route. Still looking for the last white one. No horses yet. Dracula misdirects. Fine. Pretty expect it. Second location is rumored. Isn't it a fearing hoax, right? We have a lot of stakes here. Fine. I think that makes sense. Like we don't. I mean, I appreciate dog isn't good, but the second stake isn't useful when Mina already has a stake as well. And then Helsing gets an escape route, which is nice. We have a rifle and a behind the veil. Fine. We obviously snipe the fog. We need to snipe fog, and we don't see a hoax, which means slightly more likely that the first encounter really is a hoax. I think. Nice, got the last white one. And okay, so tickets, good. Still need tickets here. Events are a bit of a problem. We need to park events on the personal space, which is Seward. But I want to keep excellent weather for Van Helsing to get to the mainland. I also want to keep leave him with Mystic Research. And I also want him to be able to splice my and try and draw a newspaper. But I don't want him to go over on events if he draws a good event. So he only gets to keep 2 out of the 3 events that he wants to keep. I'm wondering maybe if I should give Seward the excellent weather. No. Dracula goes to C. So Ireland or Italy is the default presumption, I feel. We get another gun there, fine. And ambush, so it is mostly full on events now. Steak is good. Carriage is fine. Second excellent weather. Could be useful if we get into like Bari, if it turns out that he's in Italy. Nice. We improved that ticket, so the Vienna tickets are all sorted. I think we're going to stop any hoax mature, so we can just play Mystical Research now. 6 night supplies. And then we might as well start using them. But this is where it goes wrong. So Mina drew a Heavenly Host. So we now have 2 Heavenly Hosts in the east, but no horses in the east. But I need to draw horses. I need to not draw Heavenly Hosts in the east. But I can't just not draw items. Okay, Dracula immediately lands, which means that he either went through the Adriatic Sea or he went through the North Atlantic. Or he's doing something crazy with like England to Ireland. But so I'm now confident that the sea knife is decent. The sea that's on the trail is Adriatic or North Atlantic or maybe Irish. We are full on events, but we need to find some scouting events. Great. It was Ireland. So Van Helsing can full clear. If we use the excellent weather, then even if we get delayed by a hoax, we can still poke the Galway vampire with a stake. We get a horse. Lord Downing has a stake. I wonder if I should be chucking a Heavenly Host here. No. 2 Heavenly Hosts is fine. We don't want Lord Godalming to supply because he's full on events. He's a very good event. Because he's so full on events and Van Helsing is moving, we should be giving him a horse, or Van Helsing should trade with Lord Godalming to take events off him now. He's going to be busy for the next like 3 days. Yes. Van Helsing shouldn't have taken a ticket. He should have instead taken events off Lord Godalming. Or I should have given Lord Godalming the horse. Yeah. So Lord Godalming should supply here because he wants to draw a horse. Seward, I think, one form kind of makes sense, right? If we don't find Dracula there, then Dracula can't double back without either spending his wolf form. Like Dracula then can't get around us. He won't be able to get back to Bordeaux unless he hid, which he didn't hid and hide in not. So we'll be stuck to the east of 39 and 15. Um, and it's then very expensive for what's minerals like very expensive for Dracula to get back into Spain. He has to make like 3 consecutive moves, all adjacent to Seward, which is fine. We actually have 2 planned ambushes, so there's a bug that you can actually play 2 and choose your card in the first round and the second round. That's digital implementation bug. But I don't want to. It doesn't seem helpful. We could have heroic leaped. That would have heroic leaped Dracula down to 8 health. And then the question is, can Dracula just feed on our head? Mina's in Munich, so renewed vigor will get her to us. And we'd be then fight at dawn. We should just heroic leaped. We get a heavenly host. There's no ideal because we already have one, so we should just chuck one of these heavenly hosts. We don't need 2. We do need a stake for poking vampires. It kind of doesn't matter because we're looking for a horse, and like whatever we don't have, we should keep a stake. But we also shouldn't be night supplying because we have really good events. We have 3 really good events. Seward should have spent his work leap. Oh, this is incredibly painful. Okay, the good news though, from a learning perspective, is that these are all like you don't need to search. Why search? You need to search, obviously, and you need to not use stake. So that if it's hoax, you still have time to get to the doorway vampire. Yeah, we should have just heroic leaped Dracula. It gets him down to 8. If he feeds up to 11, then we get 2v1 with 2 healthy hunters. If our renewed vigor fast horse rolls fast. You see, and now we're better off with a stake rather than that rifle. And that's another sense of emergency. We are decanting all of the good events through Lord Godalming's hand into the discard pile. Right. Meanwhile, Mina has 2 bad events. Like she's got a good luck and an empty space. So we should have Mina do the supplying, or have already traded the events off Lord Godalming. Yeah, we want to poke the vamp. Yeah. it's important that we don't die in this combat, which means that we shouldn't dodge first, because if we dodge into plotting, we might die. But fine. I end up attempting to try and get value out of my garlic, which is rather questionable. Like, we should have just escaped in round 2. Like, maybe Dracula plays Fangs now because our knife is on cooldown. But because it's Van Helsing and because there's decent chances that he does have garlic, I feel that he probably just doesn't. Now I've shown it on entire hand, which is also not great. Well, once they've used the mistake. We probably should have just not overplayed in this combat. Mina, you can roll horses. Great. And last day is a reasonably sensible place to go, I think. Kill a vampire, makes sense. But we could have traded with Logadam instead. Dracula has now moved 2 spaces from Clonfon. Logadam wants to get a horse, and of course we get the horse. I don't think we could have not supplied that. Like, there's no trail to clear, and we can't actually fight Dracula or 2 hunters. Yes. So what is the plan here? How are we going to get our horses sorted? We could take tickets now, and then we maybe 2 moves, and we could be in Paris. And then Seward could also move to Paris and trade the horse across. And that's soil that we can't deal with. Yeah, we need to get the horse from Seward to Lochdamming, and in order to do that, we need to get both of these hunters to Paris. Lochdamming, therefore, needed to take tickets, so he'd have a yellow 2 tickets to get him to Berlin 7. And then next turn, 3 2 tickets to 42. Also, Seward didn't need to search. Well, Van Helsing shouldn't have moved. Van Helsing should have supplied and healed 1 tick, so he gets up to 5, and then we move Van Helsing to 39. We have a different idea at the time. We will chuck the horse before the reshuffle, and then Lord Godalming will supply the horse out. We also did not anticipate that Dracula would have gone to Bordeaux and hidden. We thought Dracula would have gone to Geneva and messed around in the middle of the board. Instead, we have this is the high vampire, so this is presumably 2 fighter vampires. We have 4 hit points. We don't have great strength, so we're just dead. It's virtually impossible to only get hit for. Okay, we dodged the plot in round 1. Clearly, we're too predictable with those dodges, especially because we had garlic. If we'd have played escape into that plotting, then maybe we live. In fact, we then probably live. But yes, and Helsing is now just dead. Uh, so really, okay, we dodge into claws. That's nice, and it eases up the plotting. Really, we should just accept that we're dead and play garlic knife garlic, so we don't yield a Fangs point as well. Like, there's no way we're going through another ambush and not dying. Like, rats would kill us. It's not going to be rats. It's going to be a fighter vamp. So we should play knife, so we don't yield a point. Like, we play knife even into strength. Fine. We die, but Dracula only gets 3 points. And in this case, we'd have got to stand a remote chance of living. I predict that Dracula moved to Santander. So I move Mina to 48. This also means that tomorrow Van Helsing can go to 34. And if Dracula is. I don't know why Lord Godalming decides that now is the time to draw tickets. Because Van Helsing is dead. We need to improve our horse economy. We need to get the white one that he lost. No, but I don't know. Lord Godalming drew tickets for unknown reasons. Dracula wolf forms. Fine. So this is a wolf form from. We lost a white one and a knife. Okay, and chartered carriage. That's fine. We yielded 4 points, which is pretty bad. We want to find a stake. Well, that's sort of a stake. Yeah, Mina still has bad events. Lord Godalming still has 3 really good events. It would be 5 if he hadn't chucked away 2 sense emergencies. We need to find the right one. We need to take events off Lord Godalming. Like, it's silly having him sit there supplying, but not supplying for events because he already has 3 really good events. Okay, the soil matures because we didn't want to send Lord Godalming to deal with it. Okay. And now the game has actually shifted in Dracula's favor. Um, he's killed a hunter. Hunter's horses aren't sorted yet. And hunters have conceded middle of the board. Like, we're not chasing after you to keep the stake. Good. Hunters have conceded the middle of the board. Even if he went to initially to Santander, he could have wolf formed to 54 and then moved into the middle of the board. We don't have CG. We don't have full power CG, even if we did have CG. Dracula's got 4 points. He's back to full health. And we're most away for week 2. We got the ticket economy sorted. Good. We now need to take events off Logadami so he doesn't discard another good event. Probably should take 2 and give 1 to Mina. Because Logadami is going to keep supplying. Okay. Naturally, we draw a Heavenly Host, and the person doesn't want a Heavenly Host. Although it does kind of make sense because he's drawing all of the items in order to find a horse. We probably want to not go down, let Dracula get to 11 points. Well, 10 or 11. We will take this fight. I want to not yield Fangs points because Dracula has too many Fangs points already. But oh well. Fine, this is just a new vampire, so I don't really care about the outcome of this fight. Take 2 or 4 damage, doesn't really matter. Dodge or punch. Fine. Good. We get out with just 2 damage. Escape dodge, escape dodge. We're going to restore. Okay, and then we can use our stake for the new vampire and escape route for the reckless, and that's fine. But the position is really bad. Is choosing to supply because we don't yet know that we don't yet know whether Dracula's middle of board or in Spain. After the wolf form, he's presumably not in Spain. No guarantee. Right, we don't lose the game here. We can deal with vampires. I'd rather not fight this vampire with 5 health. Here again, we traded Lord Godalming, but now I think it's not necessary, and we should be telling Lord Godalming to move to Munich. He doesn't need a horse to move to Munich. Really, we should have told him to move to Munich after Dracula Wolf formed. So that would block off Munich. Yes, and stop Dracula ever getting to Munich. But instead, we stay still in supply because we're looking for the horse. Evil presence. That's at least a good one. Dracula is not in Spain. Okay, so Dracula probably went 54 and Wolf formed into probably Italy. Okay. This checks, well, we wanted to roll fast to get into maybe Genoa or Geneva. Okay. The Dracula definitely didn't wolf form from 47. We don't know that with certainty. We continue using our night supply. I mean, using our night supply is fine, they're there for using. But we continue to not get a horse. And scouts, high scouts is useful. It's also our first scouting event other than the newspaper reports we got. It's not Nuremberg. Fine. We still look for horse, not just move to like Munich. Not Zurich. Well, fine. So now into Italy is looking more likely. And we roll Slay. Of course, we roll Slay. Okay, so we go to Marseille. And Dracula's hiding there. Fine. We don't have planned ambush, and Dracula's at full health. I guess we use our escape route. Hmm. Uh, Yeah, this is just very problematic all around. Local room is very useful. We know where the trail is now. We shouldn't use our stake yet. Because we did think it might be hoax. And we should save our hopes for the fight vampires that we think are coming. Because we discarded so many stakes. Naturally, we're considering Revigor, like we can get like a 2v1 with an ambush. Mina has forewarned, which is nice as well. Like forewarned and mob. Mob is fairly likely, mob or fog at least. But Lockdown hasn't got a horse, so he's not being helpful. That is helpful though. But it's a turn too late because Dracula's wolf form is sliding off the trail. Yeah, we think he's in Clermont, but perhaps we get back to it. Then we get ambushed. Doom. It's soil. This finishes in camp deck. Van Helsing cannot reach because he doesn't have a horse and doesn't have sense of emergency because they're both from the discard pile and hitting me. Seen both bats? So I just looked at the Dracula's encounter deck. And I think I saw two bats. I only think where one has been only seriously moved by bats, no? Trade at day before we supply. We secret. We should probably take tickets and tell Van Helsing to do the trade. We could have, and I thought about making Van Helsing move and trade with Morgadami, and then we could play CG, full power CG, with Morgadami at night. But it's just not very good. Like Dracula's Wolf will be back, and he's in Geneva, so at Clermont-Ferrand. Like, what are we gonna do? Dracula immediately forms. Fine. We have trail we probably should clear, but the problem with the trail is that it looks like fighter vamps. Because Dracula went through his entire encounter deck and only played 3 fighter vamps, so we're expecting for there to be multiple fighter vamps that we can't kill in Geneva and Venice. And we haven't got stakes for it because Van Helsing spent a stake on a stake. I spent a stake on a hoax. Rising Return is a good card. It would be made much better if we actually had an ally. We should continue supplying, I guess. We got the horse, which we knew because it was the last card in the deck. Hide scouts. That's nice. We're going to scan France. Okay. This is our last night supply. Right. Berkeley off Seward. Fine. Yeah, this game is so uncomfortable to watch now. We're expecting that this matures as like a reckless vampire, but instead it's hoax. Which is reasonable. Like they'll like the Dracula being through his deck. We still have CG. Okay, CG will mature as well. There's an aristocratic. Okay, so Saragossa is a fighter vamp. There's presumably another fighter vamp somewhere behind us as well. Dracula is presumably in Spain. Like presumably he's moved in Spain away from our hunters. And at this point probably just have to gamble. If it's reckless, I need to not get bitten by fangs. I thought I still had heroic leap. I'm confused as to why I didn't get a pop up for heroic leap, but Van Helsing traded it off him the previous night. But I would happily heroic leap this vampire in order to kill it. Like heroic leap is no longer useful to me. Because of the healing that Dracula's managed to do. We are not going to be able to kill him with heroic leap. We actually need better than heroic leap. We need a fight that's better than just do 5 damage to Dracula. Okay, good. We killed a vampire without him resolving Fangs. Yeah, so this is better than Punch. Well, it's a shame for it to be spending bullets. If we let Dracula get one more point, when he goes up to 10, we really can't guarantee that we'll find Vampire there, like because of the hoaxing trip. And then Dracula just has land to win. He has lots of hit points, and the game is lost. We unfortunately need to move towards Dracula, and our horse economy is a bit poor. I think no one's got a fast ticket, but we are missing many tickets. We should probably keep a 3-2 ticket or one of the tickets. Yeah, we're not searching or anything. Yeah, and the problem at this stage is that Hunter, even though I have 2 forewarns, like sorry for the lag that's apparently my laptop couldn't handle recording the video. Um, even though I have 2 forewarns, I have to find Dracula first. Maybe I shouldn't reveal Heavenly Host here. Because actually what I need to do is surprise Dracula with that Heavenly Host. I mean, you can have the extra account economy later. It's maybe not going to matter. Let's roll fast. Nice. I want to check 12. No. Maybe I should have had Steward check 12 first. Probably more efficient. Yeah. Then, well, so we should have 12, and then look down in, could have checked like 47 and then 31. And the issue is I want Stewart to get into because he has the planned ambush. Stewart also needs to walk onto Dracula, not away from him. Don't ask how I managed to misplay that. Okay. Yeah. So Seward's failed to kill. Seward failed to get combat with Dracula because he walked the wrong way. Lorgadami missed. We still need to deal with this vampire because we can't afford to let it mature. Game is pretty much lost. Dracula's just going to go to C next turn. There's no. There's nothing more for Dracula to gain. Yeah. We need to kill the Alicante vampire, which will be just done by 2v1. Hopefully, Logadawi rolls fast today and gets to Alicante. Hope. Mina's going to have to join the Seward then, I guess. Maybe we should spend ticket just to ensure against that roll. Dracula naturally doesn't ambush because he realizes that we're 2v1 the vampire. I don't want to fight it at night. Sure, let's confirm that it was fog. It looked like fog. Yes. Let's discuss our winning chances. If Dracula has gone to North Atlantic, we actually have a chance, decent chance, good chance even. Like if you go say North Atlantic English Channel, we then play Money Trail. We can then play CG to prevent him landing in England. So that would be like Heavenly Host in London, Plymouth, and Le Havre, and put the CG marker in Edinburgh. And then Dracula will be forced to go to the North Sea and then land in Germany. And hopefully by then I can get hunters into Germany and have a chance of killing Dracula when he lands. This will be made difficult if he has fog, because despite having 2 full ones, I only have 1. I've got no renewed vigors left. But fine. If Dracula has gone east, we stand almost no chance. I mean, maybe we can, if we guess that he's gone east and we move as fast as possible east, then maybe we can do something similar. Like we play Money Trail when Dracula is in the Tyrrhenian. Then maybe our hunters can be in Italy threatening to get to Bali. So he doesn't land and he keeps going. But then he just keeps going to the Ionian Sea. And it's not going to be much I can do into even just regular landing in Athens. I can play CG, he suffers an error, and just goes back to sea and lands for the win. So the result of this conversation is if Dracula is intelligent, he would have gone west, so east via the Mediterranean rather than north towards England. Or at least if he could read the cards I have. Maybe if I had the chartered carriages, I'd be able to move my hunters east more effectively. more convincingly threaten Dracula. But I don't. Here I am gambling that Dracula has in fact gone west because I feel that's my best odds of winning. But there's a 10% chance that Dracula went North Atlantic. Um, and if he did, then I can kill him. I need to trade here so that Money Trail is before CG. Probably shouldn't be using the excellent weather like this. In case he's in North Sea. So if he's in English Channel, which is like roughly speaking my winning line, then using the excellent weather here is really good. Mina gets to Marseille today, and then tomorrow night she can reserve a ticket and get into Germany, which is great. If he's in North Sea, this looks really dumb because I actually need to be able to get to Plymouth in the future, and this requires the excellent weather. So I lose a winning line there. As it happened, Dracula's in Twinian. So there's basically nothing I can do against Ionian Athens. He doesn't even need to wall form. He's got 11 hit points. I suppose I should supply here. I'm looking for chartered carriage. Okay. Search is not useful. And there's no chartered carriage. We need to be able to get hunters to the Black Sea because our only shot at winning, well, if we're able to get to the Black Sea, then we should go there because it's quite hard for us to be able to reach the Black Sea without sense of emergency, and both of those are in the discard pile. So Dracula is pretty likely to land in the Black Sea. After we play CG to stop him landing now and just de facto winning. We can't get to Athens. We also can't get to Bologna or yeah. Sphere we could reach with charter catch, but we haven't got that. We should actually be night supplying. I mean, a lot slow. We just can't get to 56. Maybe we should put the CG token in 56. Someone might still be able to reach 17, but no one's going to be able to reach 56. No, Mina can roll fast. Yes. Yeah, Dracula moves to Adriatic or Black Sea. It doesn't really matter because we can't stop either of those. We need to be able to get to both Barley and Black Sea, or gamble correctly and get to just one of these. We roll slow, so now we can't reach on Santa. Fine. We didn't have the. Okay, Seward decided he didn't want to get to Barley for unknown reasons. Mia decided that her horse didn't want to get to Constanza. Fine. I guess we hope the Dracula's in the Adriatic Sea. It doesn't even matter, because if he is in the Adriatic Sea, he'll just go to Barley and I still can't reach it. We should night supply with Seward, so that if he draws chartered carriage, he can get to Barley. Nice. That Dracula is in Barley, or is about to land in Barley, but he could. Yep, the fog, fine. And I do just ask what if he's in the east, because I can't get there. And he says check that he's telling the truth, and pass it out. That's it. I can't get there. Everyone rolled slow. I could move and prevent him from feeding, but not much point. Okay. And graciously, Dracula chooses not to feed, to not waste everyone's time. I mean, I could have moved to prevent him. Good. Lessons learned: don't get your hunters killed. Try and avoid chucking the horses back in. Seward needs to continue supplying even after he draws a horse, so that he can draw heavenly hosts and stakes and so on. If Dracula's already taken damage, you should use heroic leap, especially if he can't feed on top of you, or especially if you're okay with him feeding on top of you. That feels like about it. Let's see if we can carry those learning points into the next game we play with the Pizzawizard start. I know I feel like a lot of these mistakes weren't Pizzawizard related. They were just like, I'm slightly outside of my comfort zone, so I made other mistakes. Also, don't mess up the events. Like Van Helsing took a ticket when he needed to trade Logadami, when Van Helsing was in England, one on the coast, Manchester, no, Edinburgh, no, one on the west, Liverpool, yes, Liverpool. Needed to trade events to Logadami then, or give the horse to Logadami. Giving the horse to Logadami is something I should consider, even though he'd be faster at drawing the last horse. Because he had all the good events. I could have given Logadami the horse. So right, hopefully we do better next time. See you in the next one.